All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Sunday Night Charts with Jim of All Trades. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the channel. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader and a Forex trader here to help you understand the market through an Elliott wave theory perspective. Hope you guys are doing well. Bitcoin pumped last week, and what does that mean for this Elliott waiver? What does that mean? What are my thoughts? What counts have been invalidated? What is this wave structure looking to be? We're going to talk about that. So we'll jump into that. Guys, don't forget I'm not a financial advisor, not here to give you financial advice, just going to show you the way I see the market. So let's jump in. Hope you guys are ready for an awesome Sunday night charge with this pumping market. We love the pumping. But keep in mind, guys, markets pump, markets dump, they go up and they go down. Okay, so always be ready for the down, especially when you get straight up movements. All right, well, let's jump into the chart, okay? Well, let me say hi to everybody. Said hi to me. What's up, Mr. Epsilon? Good to see you. Glad you're here. You're evidently waiting since before the live. I love it. Glad you're here, man. Always glad you're here. Welcome. Hey, Keith. Hope your run is going well. Keep steady. Keep that pace going steady. Laplation. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Hello. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Durkham. He's ready. What's up, man? Glad you're here. Between the Aisles. Love it. Love that name. That's an awesome YouTube name. Ah, it's David. Okay. What's up, man? Hope you're well. Bitcoin to 1 million this cycle. Maybe so. Decrypto in the house. What's up, buddy? I'm glad you're here. Hey, Kimosabi. What's up, man? Good to see you. Hope you're well, buddy. How's things going in the world in Cleveland? Hope you're well, bud. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. All right, well, let's jump into the analysis. Got a little bit of a XRP long, a little scalpy long here. I am a scalper, guys. Just so you know, guys. I trade it up, I trade it down. I'm in and out of the market pretty quickly, so it doesn't matter to me what direction it goes. And that's the benefit of having me as one of your analysts, because I really don't have a horse in the race. I'm not here to shill what direction I think the market is going to go based on where I want it to go. I'm just reactionary to what the market is doing, right? So I'm just reacting to what the market is doing and using the clues that I can see, in the chart for a biased direction. Okay, so. With that said, hey, get a nice pump here, finally in XRP here. I'm hoping this goes and takes the top out. Anyway, you slice it. I'm looking to take profit here shortly. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and do it so I can concentrate on the live stream analysis. Epsilon, I am going full-time trading in September. I'm going to see I'm moving here from Michigan. Here, I'm finishing up some work with clients that I have that I'm doing, and then once that's done, I am moving from Michigan to Missouri, back to Missouri. Gonna go see my dad for a couple of weeks, help him out with some stuff, and then I'm going to come back and trade full time. It's taken me a while to get my life oriented to be able to trade full time, but I'm finally here. It's been a while. It's been a journey for me, and I've learned a lot along the way. And so, if I can help you guys learn some stuff. Link Hopium tonight, Keith. We'll see what we can do. All right. So, in September, I'll be living off my trade. What's up, Vinny? Good to see you, man. I don't know why I haven't done my Arnold impression. I guess it wasn't very good, but maybe it made the live streams better. I don't know. Weren't obtaining, at least. Okay, let's get to the analysis. I'm enjoying chatting with you. Let me show you the wave structure I'm looking at here. All right. So let's talk about this pump and what does that mean for wave structure. My concept up to this point has been, my primary count at least has been, this is a flat, that this is 3 waves down, 3 waves up. I was looking for 5 waves down. Okay. And from this point, from this 50K range, there's all kinds of counts. We could have another bullish run after that. We could pull back in 3 waves and then go back down in 3 more. That's been my primary wave count for a while now. Okay. But with this pump, have we lost the shape of that flat? And my answer is yeah. I think we have. I think to hold on to hope that this might be a flat, I'm not seeing it anymore with this pump. To be honest with you, I needed this to be the high or just to barely tag it and reject. But, with this being a wave, a wave 1, and I was looking at this right in here as a wave 2, and I needed it to reject here for that count to hold. Okay. So as far as my flat idea that this is a flat, and now, and obviously it didn't break to the downside like I was looking for it to from this level. So for me, while I guess it's technically still possible, I don't think it's quite plausible, I should say, for that flat to be a count that I should hold on to. Now, as far as the retrace is concerned, it's coming into, right now it's sitting at the 127 extension, or retrace, I should say. So, it's still on the table as a flat. It is, but my problem is that this wave shape right here, I don't like the wave shape that much. I'm not a huge fan of it. Yes, this is the shape of a 5-wave move. It's what I call a candy cane with a spike. Okay, candy cane with a spike, and that's a common shape of a 5-wave move, and that very well could be. My problem is the sub count right here. This wave right here. I don't have a sub count. I don't have a sub wave count that gives me 5 waves here. In other words, my difficulty here from an Elliott wave perspective is, okay, if I'm going to hold on to this as 5, I need to be able to count this wave as 5 waves, okay? In other words, if this is A and that's B and now I need C and this is C and this is 5 waves, then I need this to count right. So let's just take a minute and let's count this wave, because if it's not 5 waves, I can't hold on to it. So how do you count this as 5? Well, if it's going to be 5, you're going to say, okay, there's 1, there's 2. You're going to say this is 3, that's 4. Okay, I think that's clear. And you have good alternation between the 2 and the 4. That's fine. But now you got to say this is 5. But the problem with saying that this is 5 is, how do you count this thing? How do you count it? Kemosabe subwaves are poop. That's my difficulty. That's the difficulty. Now, one of the ideas that I had, and I've been looking at this, is, but I feel like I'm grasping at straws here, and I don't want to do that. But is that a triangle? Is that a triangular wave 4? In other words, is this wave 1, 2, 3 to here, and then there's 4. And now we're in a 5th. and it's an extended fifth, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that a triangle? You know, it's possible that is a triangle, and it's just, to be honest with you, I would have been fine with this spike and maybe a little bit more and then a rejection. That would have been perfect. That would have been like, oh yeah, there it is. There's a triangle. That's what I. But man, this has just gone straight up. It's gotten extended. It's got me uncomfortable looking at that and saying, hey, that's 5 waves. So my struggle as an Elliott waiver is this sub count right here is one of the trashiest waves that I've seen in a while. That I don't understand it as 5. It doesn't look good as 5 waves. Could it be? Could it come down here? I mean, yeah, anything's possible. But for me, I'm looking at that and thinking, I don't like it. So back to the idea. It is still possible. And a couple of things. I pulled these fibs. Let me explain to you how I pulled the fibs, why I pulled the fibs the way I pulled them, just so you understand. So when you have an expanded flat, okay, so I'm calling this ABC to here. This is the end of ABC, okay? That's the A wave, okay? The B wave needs to be 3 waves, and I've been saying it up to this point, this could be 3 to here, right? Or to up here. So the expanded pocket, we talk about the expanded pocket where 3 waves goes and takes out the origin of the A wave. Okay, the expanded pocket happens anywhere from the 1-to-1 extension to the 1618. Okay, so what we do is we pull the retrace fibs. Okay, we're going to start at the beginning of A, which is right here at that wave, to the bottom of A. I'm going to extend it over here so we can get the numbers out of the way. So this measures from the beginning to the end of the A wave. Boom, boom. There's the A wave. The B wave has now retraced beyond the 100% mark. Right now, it's sitting at the 1236, 127 extension area. The 1414 is right up here, and the 1618 sitting at 127. Technically speaking, for an expanded flat, you can have the B wave retrace beyond or beyond the A wave, the expanded pocket. Here, let me just highlight the expanded pocket. There's the expanded pocket right there. Let me see if I can find an example of where you have an expanded flat that retraces deep like that. Let me think. Where's a good expanded flat? I'm trying to remember one. I know we had one there. Yeah, let's look at this one. Yeah, this is a good example. So right in here, okay, let me just show you. I'm going to replay the chart here. We're going to go right to there. And let's just zoom in. Okay, here's an example of an expanded flat where you have 3, 3, 5. Okay, so we're going to pull the retrace fibs. So this is A, B, okay, so. And you can see that this expanded flat actually went beyond the 1618 right here. So there's the A wave. Oh, wait, let me measure the A wave properly here. Yeah, it came to the 1618. It really extended. Okay, so A, B, C, just like that. That's an expanded flat. That's an example of an expanded flat. So this came. Now this was a bullish, the C wave, you can see how high the C wave came. this one is an example of the flat that I'm talking about is going the opposite direction. So anyway, so you got to look at this upside down. So basically this one extended to the 1618. All right, so that's an example. Chemo says the launch of the ETF, there was a flat there. Let's go look at that flat for a moment. Let me just peek in on XRP. I took my profit, but I want to see what's going on. Let's look at the ETF. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good expanded flat. Okay, so here you have an expanded flat as well. 3, boom, and then boom. Okay, there's an example of an expanded flat. So let's measure and see how high did the B wave go beyond the A wave. Okay, it's a prime example where it kind of price came into the 1, 2, 3 area, played around the 1414, wicked up to the 1618 and reversed. Okay, so that's a great example, Chemo, of a nice expanded flat. That's really good. Now you could argue that that is not an expanded flat. You could say that this right here was an expanded flat here. You could argue that this was a wave 5. And then what you have is some kind of a WXY. This is some kind of ugly 3, 3, 3. So that's another way of looking at that as not an expanded flat. So anyway, I'm getting lost in the wave counts. But anyway, but that resembles an expanded flat. That's exactly what expanded flats do. All right. So the question of the day is: are we getting a devilish expanded flat where this extends high? I mean, it's possible. I just not. I don't have 5 waves here so we can still hold on to this count up to about 128,000, guys. I mean, the expanded flat. Just the question is that what's happening here? Are we getting that kind of a move? It's very well possible. Something just like this. Okay. Where this B wave just retraces beyond the A, up through about the 1618. So price is bullish right now. Price is going to continue. This is not done. I know that. I can look at that and tell it's not finished. So I would be watching these areas right about 127 to 130 if it wants to wick higher. Okay, but I'd be watching this area for this wave to find its finish, to give us a 5-wave look to it. So give me a 5-wave shape. And then maybe we have a finished wave, and then we still have possible that 3-wave correction we've been looking for. Okay, that's still on the table. So that's one way to look at the waves. Okay. So I'm not excited about that count anymore. I'm not like I don't love it, but I guess I don't hate it. Looking at those previous flats, I don't hate it. I don't love it right now. It's hard to hold on to it with the price action and the wave shape that it is. I don't love the wave shape. Okay, what else could this wave be? What else could be going on here? Well, I mean, let me get my RSI up a little bit here. Let's go to the 3-day chart and just kind of look at this wave structure here. So something I'm seeing here is that we have this move right here, okay, which brought the RSI down and gave hidden bullish divergence. We came up and we had divergence between that wave and that wave, right? And so that's what we normally see between a wave 4 and a wave 5. That's what we normally see, okay? So that's common. That's what we look for as Elliott wavers. And then what we got is this wave that also came down and gave us hidden bullish divergence, and we went up again impulsively. Now we have the divergence playing out again, where you have this, it looks like a wave 4 into a wave 5. We have all kinds of divergences setting up, but who knows if they're going to play, right? Who knows if they're going to hold? But it's possible that instead of that flat, this could be 1, 2. See, now this is where I don't love my count here. I don't love it. This could be some kind of 1, 2, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? Wait a minute. Did that break the low or not? I can't remember. I don't think it broke the low. Did not break the low. Okay. So yeah, we could have some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull back 1, 2. Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't love that count. I don't love it. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And then one, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. I am not a fan. Not a fan of that at all. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'll look at a count and I'm just like, yeah, I just struggle with it. I'm struggling with I don't like the shape. The shape sucks. So doing a macro count here of this wave, I'll tell you, I don't love the wave structure. I don't. This pop, good on you, market makers. The way this wave has gone up, it's really got me just like it's led me to it's kind of an I don't know burger. I don't know if it's not this flat. Then I don't have any ideas that make sense to me. Okay, so that's my issue. What makes sense? As far as wave structure that we normally see, okay. I think it's still very, very reasonable that this thing could play around up to about 120 to 130, okay, and still come back down to that $50,000 range, in a bearish, liquidity hunt. Okay, so then it could go back up. And so that's still on the table, but I'm just like, I'm not holding my breath. The big problem here, and maybe this is suffice it to say here, that how do we count this wave right here? How do we count this? See, my original count was this is 1, 2. This was looking like 3, 4, and 5, right? That's what it was looking like, right? But they kind of nullified that with this move to the upside. So then we say, okay, this is 1, 2. We're going to put 3 here. Is that a triangular 4? And now we're in 5. Okay. I mean, maybe that's the count. So, that's the way. Otherwise, what's going to happen here? It's just going to pull back, continue, do that. Is it going to keep pumping? That's the question. I'm not seeing it. I don't see the wave structure, but it doesn't mean it can't. But basically, when they start pumping like this is the kind of stuff the price likes to do at tops. Okay, that's what price likes to do when it's bullish. Okay, it'll do this trick right here. I mean, oh, come on. right in here. See that? It'll go pump up, just go diagonal and diagonally sideways and up. Sideways and up. That's what I'm expecting here, sideways and up. So I'm expecting a little hit to the low, and sideways and up. Okay, not maybe drawn too big, but sideways and up is what I'm expecting. But be warned, if it doesn't go sideways and up and you get a steep rejection, okay, be warned, this could be a triangle. And if that's a triangle, you got 1, 2, 3, triangle 4, and this is 5, and this is near finished. And if that's done, and that finishes our flat, if that does finish our flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then yeah, I guess we could still get it. And it's just super, super trashy wave structure. Okay. So that's the bearish count. The bullish, how do you deal with it bullishly? Okay, here's the moon boy count for everybody. This is the moon boy count. This is like, if I have gotten this wrong all along, and this isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but rather this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, which I don't think so, because the second 1, 2 is so out of proportion. Okay? It's so out of proportion. But if this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, okay, now we're going. And this thing is just going to pull back and go. It's just going to kind of continue. It's going to pump, pull back, pump, pull back, pump. I mean, it's just going to keep going for years. It's going to spend its time for years just going sideways and up. I imagine, see, we've lost, or we're losing if the 5-wave shape. Okay, this is a 5-wave shape right there. That's what 5 waves looks like. Okay, we had that right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had that right there. 5-wave shape. Beautiful. You had it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gorgeous. And if we could go in and count this as a 5-wave shape. You got 5-wave shapes. That's 5 waves. We came down. Now we've got a +1. So now basically we got an extra wave in there. So how do you do that? How do you handle that? That's what you're seeing me struggle with right now. That is my dilemma right now. I have a 5-wave shape. I have all the evidences on the high time frame and the weekly chart. I've got all the divergences I expect to see. I see everything I'm supposed to see at the end of a wave, except I've got this extra wave, and it's really not a great shape. It's not pretty. So that's what I'm struggling with. But nevertheless, just because this has come up a bit higher, again, if this ends up coming down here, then we will have preserved the 5-wave shape and confirmed the flat correction. Could it be a zigzag, Stephen? I mean, maybe. It's going to be awful big. It's going to go a lot higher if it's got to finish a zigzag. Now, here's something else I considered, guys. This is a bullish count, but it's also bearish, immediately bearish in the near term, I should say. And that is, what if that's an impulse, and we have a three-wave pullback, but this is three waves as well, and we're going to get this as a C wave, and that's A, B, and C, which leads to more bullishness later. But that's an interesting concept, isn't it? It's an interesting thought, at least. So, okay, so where do we stand here? Just to summarize, for me, as an Elliott waver, trying to analyze this wave structure, it is losing shape here. That it's losing standard shape that makes sense to me as an Elliott waver. So it's getting this particular, until this wave finishes. Okay, it's, to me, it's doesn't look finished. It doesn't look done. That doesn't mean we can't get corrections to the downside. It just doesn't have that finished look. So here's what I do in times like this. Here's what I do. I always do this anyway. I draw trend lines, what I call progressive trend lines. Okay, these progressive trend lines kind of help me keep track of when the wave structure is breaking. All right. For instance, you had that trend line right there, right? When it broke that, it kind of lets you know that this wave was finished and we were in the new wave. Okay, now it's not a perfect science here, but let's draw these progressive trend lines. And that'll let you keep track of the wave as it progresses. Okay, these will act as support, okay, for price. And then we're going to draw this one right here. This is I don't love this trend line, but we're going to draw it because if that breaks, that's the first sign of bearishness. Okay, so if this first trend line breaks, I mean that's little baby step number one to say, okay, a little bit bearish. That doesn't mean, because if we find support on this next trend line, here we go, right? So, but if it breaks, pulls back and breaks this one, this is step two now. It's a lot more bearish if that one breaks. Okay. So if this comes down, breaks this, then we're drawing counter trend lines like that across the tops, so that when it breaks back to the upside, we can get bullish again. Okay. So we just kind of watch the wave develop, right? On the higher time frame with these trend lines. So draw those trend lines on your chart. Just kind of keep an eye on them. They're not perfect, and they can be fake breaks and all these things, but they'll at least let you know when things could be fizzling out. Or this bigger one is more important than this smaller one. If the smaller one breaks, then it's something. But the bigger one breaks, and if this one down here breaks, that's even more bearish, and we get even more bearish. If this trend line doesn't hold right there, then we get a lot more bearish. Okay, looking for that 50K range. All right, so draw those trend lines. That'll help you. Any chance we can look at the dominance chart? Yeah, let's take a peek at it real quick. I'm not a huge fan of the dominance chart because for me it doesn't tell me a whole lot. But what are your thoughts here on the dominance chart, Joe? What would you like to point out here, or consider? Yeah, I'm not sure Elliott wave works on the dominance chart, so to speak. I mean, if I look at this as from an Elliott wave perspective, if I apply Elliott to this, I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have an ABC. I would expect to see 5 back up. 1, 2. We're in a third. So I would expect to see that go higher. If that is the proper interpretation of what I just highlighted. If that is the proper interpretation. If this is 3 here, if we're going to look at this as some kind of a 3-wave move, fine. That's still 3 down. We're still looking for 5. So from an Elliott wave perspective, I would say that looks like 5. This looks like 3, looking for 5. I don't see any discernible waves to count there. Let's go to the daily for a moment. So this kind of looks like a 3-wave. That looks like an ending wave of like a 4 and a 5. So then we got a 1, 2. And then just nothing discernible here. This is trash. Check in on XRP here. There's nothing to count on this wave. This resembles some kind of wave 4, but I don't have 5 waves here. RSI is unclear. This wave is just absolute trash. So for me, I don't have anything from a wave structure standpoint. Yell it at me. It's done. Yeah, we need a correction. The BTC dominance needs to waver a little bit in a larger correction, and that when dominance wavers, that means the altcoins begin to do their own thing. They begin to deflect from what Bitcoin is doing. But right now, Bitcoin's dominant. The altcoins are following Bitcoin increasingly. So it could be that Bitcoin's rise in dominance is what needs to happen, right? Because at the end of the day, these altcoins are trash coins, and many of them have no real use case. They're just scams to make money for the developers. You know, just kind of a wild, wild west kind of thing, and they're scams. And I still believe that Bitcoin needs to take a bit of a dump so that a crypto winter can happen to the alts, and the alts can die. I think there needs to be some kind of some black swan event or whatever, or there's going to be. Just when and how is the hard question. And it may be coming soon. What I've noticed in the past is when I've been looking at a particular wave count, and then we get a wave that kind of makes me back off of a wave count. It's usually at that point that historically that price goes where I've been expecting it to go. It just had to give me a fake out first. So it is still possible that we get that down move to 50K that I've been talking about and looking for, but it's just coming in a way that we don't expect. Remember, price often goes where you expect it to go, but not how you expect it, right? So Jay Freeman says maybe Tuesday we get high inflation report that sends the S&P down 5% and Bitcoin pulls back to 112. Fill that CME gap. Yeah, maybe. Absolutely. But yeah, more than likely, price is going to play between this range. It's not going to go straight up. More than likely, we're due for. We're going to play around a bit. But the way price is going up, this wave right here is kind of a bullish construction. What you kind of expect it to do. We got a bit of a single print here, which is interesting to me. A single print is kind of when price just goes straight up without any real retrace. We had no real, once we broke out, we've had no pullback at all to speak of. We've left this big gap here. Price is not, usually it'll break, retest, and then continue on, right? Well, when you get a single print like this, often price gets taken all the way back. On the small time frames, when you get action like this, here's what normally happens. Price will make it down to here and take that low out pretty easily. So a move down to here would not surprise me one bit. Okay. Very, very often on small time frames. Okay. You see that kind of stuff. When you get a straight up move, the next move is straight down and it takes it all back. Okay. You can see it on XRP a lot. XRP small time frame, you get those ideas. For instance, which is one of my favorite trades in XRP. When you see price going straight up, just take the and it begins to fizzle. You can take counter trades against that and look, price worked its way down and took that low. Okay. That's an example. Now this is the 1 minute chart, but I'm just showing you on small time frame the way price moves. So here's another example, just to show you here. You had kind of price consolidating in this little range here, right? And then it broke out, went straight up. Okay, but notice what happened. Okay, when price goes straight up like that, okay, notice that price comes all the way back down. All right. Price likes to fill that gap, so to speak. That big. Again, that's the way price likes to move. Okay, so let's go to the 5 minute chart. Show you a couple other things. Here's a great example where you had this straight up move, right? And then look, price came all the way and took that low. Okay. Another great example in XRP, when price likes to go straight up, it comes all the way down and then takes out those levels. So that's very common price action for XRP, especially. And so yeah, we've got some straight up movement here. So I'm personally looking for a counter trade that's going to take all that price action. More than likely, this price action is going to get taken back. Who knows exactly how it's going to come down, but nevertheless, I'm personally looking for shorts here in XRP, because that's the way price likes to move. All right. Price could continue pumping as well, right? So, but nonetheless, we've had a bit of a breakout. We broke out this here and had no retest whatsoever. Okay. We've broken out here. We have retested that breakout slightly. So we're going to see if this is going to keep going. I'm trading it wave by wave, small time frame, right? But I'm looking for the chart to give me a wave structure that makes sense to me for a short. Here's an example of a short that could play. So if this is 3, 3, and then 5, looking for this to kind of come up and finish that wave, that could be A, this could be B, and then looking for C. Okay, so I'm looking for this to finish and then maybe come on down for a C wave. Okay, in which case this could come all the way back down to here before continuing up, maybe, or that could be a wave 1 and a wave 2, right, to the upside, and this work its way back down. Any number of things that could be in the larger time frame, but trading it wave by wave here, XRP. I mean, for me, my primary idea here is that's A, B, looking for C to finish. Don't think it's finished yet. I think you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get 5 for C, and then let's come down impulsively. So that's kind of what I'm expecting for XRP. That's the trade I'm looking for. So I think we pump tonight, and then we can do a little dumping tomorrow maybe, or depending on how long it takes for this to pump to the upside. That's why I was in the long. I had a nice wave structure here, 3 waves, boom, and I was in this long. Took profit at the beginning of the live stream just because I didn't want to. I didn't want the market I didn't want to be wrong and the market take it back and I wasn't able to do anything about it, right? So I like to preserve my profit and get in and out of trades. So anyway, I'm going to let this wave finish. I'm not looking to let this, and then I'm going to look for a short entry for the downside. That's my primary trade idea for now. On the small time frame, there you go, guys. I don't know if that's going to play or not. So take it. If you like that trade idea, by all means, please have a risk management system to trade the idea out. You don't just enter it blindly. Make sure that you understand how to enter trades and when to enter trades. And if you don't, you can always come to the Discord and I can share with you the way I do it. But okay. All right, go ahead and send me your requests on what charts you want me to take a peek at. I'd be glad to look at any chart you want me to from an Elliott wave standpoint. And we'll do some small time frame analysis, what we're expecting on the small time frame, and just kind of chill out here, and I'll take your requests. So go ahead and send me your requests. I think somebody asked me earlier, Keith, let's start with Keith, asked me to look at Link. So let's start with Link. And then send me yours, but please make sure you have enough wave structure for me to analyze, because if it's like a new coin or a crap coin, then I really won't be able to look at how a particular asset likes to move. All right, and then so I need that price. I need time in the market so that I can understand how the chart moves. Okay, so we're gonna start with Link. And then we'll do VeChain next. And then Salvador, I'll take a peek at yours as well. Okay, here we go. All right, so what is that wave structure here? What is going on here? It's very, very, very interesting. All right, so I look at this and I'm like, the first thought is this looks very 3-wave-ish. Okay. This is undoubtedly 3 waves. This looks 3-wave-ish. But now what? Now what's happening? What's happening here in Link? Because we have a break of structure here. This week has been a change in Link's behavior. This weekly candle has changed. The behavior is we've broken to the upside, but how do you count that? What is the count here? Well, this looks like 3 waves. I was never happy with the 5-wave count here, though. I really liked this as 4, and I wanted to see 5 come down and take that low. That would have been great. But we have a 3-wave shape. This is not clear what that is. I'm trying, Keith. I'm looking at it, but, man, I'm having a hard time on the... The daily is not overbought. Yeah, wave structure here is super challenging. I'm really struggling to understand it. You've got to clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Clear 3 waves back. Great. Now what? Well, you got another impulse here, right? Well, it looks to be an impulse. You got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to me, you've got a 5, 3, 5. Either that's a 1. So if this is really bullish, if Link is like just super bullish, then that's 1, 2, and this is 1, and that's 2. And now, Keith, we're getting ready to moon, man. I mean, it's this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I mean, we're going to all-time high. We're gonna go retest the all-time high. So there's your bullish count. That's a 1, 2, 1, 2. And let me zoom out. I mean, this is a real moon boy count here. Okay, where this becomes 1, and that's 2, and now this is getting ready to go to big time. So there's your bullish mega bull count, the moon boy count you always ask for. But what else could it be? I mean, if this is the first run up and this is W, that could be an X wave. And now we're looking for, see, the problem is the Y wave doesn't make sense. It takes Link to 0. So looking at this, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the ultimate moon boy count right there. If this busts to the upside, pulls back, there you go. There's your moon boy count. Small time frame. Draw this trend line right there. That's not the greatest trend line in the world, but certainly if that breaks, you need to, I mean, if this breaks down like this, you're going to want to draw that counter trend line. If that breaks back to the upside, then you get bullish again. So we get bearish on a break, but if it's a fake break, it'll continue up, right? And then you'll redraw your line. Let's go to the 1 hour chart on Link. Yeah, man, that's bullish until that breaks, man. I'll tell you what, draw this trend line as well. That'll be your first sign of bearishness. Second sign of bearishness is a break of that one. But we're bullish until they start breaking, man. Macro wave structure, I mean, the 1-2-1-2 is plausible. All right, let's take a peek at VeChain quick. I mean, you got a nice 1-2 on the chart. The problem is, here's the problem with VeChain. That low got broken. So that confirms this as an ABC. A, B, C. Now what do we got here? Well, I mean, this could be A, B, C. That low held. But Steven, does that not look three wave-ish to you? But it ain't got nowhere to go. There's nowhere for price to go except a zero, man. If it's going down. Yeah, but it looks three wave-ish for now, right? But it's got this look to it right there. That look right there. And then boom. Maybe boom. Did you buy any, Steven, on the break of this trend? Did you play that break at all? Because I mean, that was a good trade. It was a good setup there. The problem is you don't have a very nice wave count here. This doesn't look like 3. Well, it's man, this wave structure is an I don't know burger, buddy. I can't read that because that doesn't look like 3. It just doesn't give me the impression of 3. It doesn't give me the impression of 5 either. But if it's 5, that's pointing down. So I'm not sure what to do. I mean, from a wave structure standpoint, I'm kind of at a loss right now, guys, because the charts are not clean. They're not easy. So it just goes to show that while wave structure analysis is helpful, it's not the end-all and be-all of trading. It's just one aspect of what we look at when we trade in markets. All right, Salvador. Wanted me to look at MOG USDT. I'm feeling kind of not like Yeah, I'll check AVAX. I'll check AI16Z, whatever that is. Yeah, I mean, so you have kind of this doesn't have any price action to speak of, so I can't really speak to this much. But you have this move here, 3-wave here, and now you got this. This isn't finished. It needs to pull back and maybe go up, but this could be some kind of 3-wave thing coming. Let's pull the retrace fibs on this, Salvador. And could be targeting this zone right there. So the 50% retrace is at 21.5. And then the 618's at 27.24. 26,035 is 618. So those are the target areas, but expecting, we have some pretty heavy volume here. So expecting pullback. All right, let's look at. I've already looked at VET. Let's look at NVIDIA. Oh, lovely. Okay. How do you read that? Well, we had a nice pullback here with hidden bullish divergence, and then you had a breakout, right? So 2-week chart, how do you read this? There's a 1, 2. Three, 4, 5. Maybe. Looks like we're in the 5th wave. And if that's the case, then we get multi-year bear market pullback. Who knows where it's going to go? I can let me project a top for you on NVIDIA. I'll just take a guess here. Okay, the 618 extension. 618 extension is sitting at $176. That's an interesting area. The 786 is at $200. That's an interesting area. What I'd like to see is 5 waves here, and I don't see it. Go to the 3-day chart. So what I want to see develop is 1, 2. We're in the middle of 3, looking for 4 and 5. Okay, so looking for 5 waves to develop on NVIDIA. That would be ideal right there. I don't think we're ready to short NVIDIA. Not quite. It's not quite ready yet. But we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, let's take a peek at AVAX. AVAX. Here's what's challenging about some of these. If you're going to call this 3 waves right there, there's 2 problems with it. Number one, I don't have a great finished count. Number 2, we're truncated. It's a truncated wave. It hit the 786. That's what made things difficult. But there it is. If that is finished, you have a very potential on AVAX. You have a potential reversal here of a 1, 2, which means we could be in wave 3 now. But we could also see an extended 5th wave. And this could come down just like that. And that would give me a finished look for this. And this would have, this was wave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. So either we've broken out. Very nice breakout. The first pullback you get and a break again. I mean, this is definitely a buy zone potentially. If AVAX is going to be around and it's not going to die in some kind of crypto winter, if it's going to be around and has real use case, then AVAX is in the buy zone. All right, what's this A1? AI 16. Okay. Is there any like a better chart? There's hardly any price action on this thing. Yeah, there's nothing to read here, buddy. I mean, this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? Is this some kind of ABC? It's not pretty. But what you've got going on is this is breaking out. What's easy about this trade on this, if you wanted to try to trade this bullishly, is you can draw this trend line right there, and that's your stop. Like if this gets broken, okay, then no go, right? But this could break and then come back up, right? But you move this trend line and there, if it goes down and if it breaks it again, you get more bullish, right? But yeah, I mean, you've got a couple easy trend lines here. You got a nice stop here, potentially. It just all depends on, does this come down and then go up? Yeah, maybe. So if this line holds, yeah, we're going to be bullish on this one, right? But it all depends on what this is, and only time will tell. Right now it has a 3-wavishness to it. Boom. Boom. Could go down or continue up, right? So there's AI 16. Z. So yeah, that looks bullish. You got a nice stop here. All right, let's look at Metis. Then we'll look at Gala. Okay, here's the problem with Metis. I mean, there's 3 waves there, and then boom, and then boom. So yeah, you got the same pattern here. Yeah, this looks bullish. Now, is it going to do the same thing that it did here? Time will tell. But you have that same kind of shape. Boom. Down. Down. Let's go. So if you're spot trading, yeah, that looks decent. That looks like a decent buy for sure. Right there, that trend line right there. You had a break. See how nasty this was? You had this 3-wave shape and that pullback. That looks like a 1-2-1-2. So yeah, this looks bullish. Let's look at Gala, then I'll look at ICP. Yeah, everything's kind of given a bullish look, right? It's looking like, it wants to wind to the upside, right? So, I mean, we're mimicking this pattern right here. Is it gonna go up and do this thing now that it's been doing again? This is nasty, that wave right there. What is that? What is that? Yeah, I mean, this right here, this looks very similar. Let's come up, pull back, go up again. We got a bullish look. But what is this thing going to do? Are we getting ready to go back? We're going to roll to the upside. Take out these levels. I think that's plausible. I think it's possible. Gala looks, I mean, all of them are kind of starting to roll to the upside. These look bullish. They do. Now's the time. If it's going to be here and crypto's about to run, about to have an alt season, yeah, these alts may run. Or they're going to die, one of the two. This is going to roll over and go down and die. Or it's going to roll up and go to the moon. It all depends on whether it has a use case or not. Let's look at Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum. Shoot, I'll be honest with you. So ordinarily, if I saw this wave structure right here on small time frame, just looking at that, my next thought is that this is going up and that top is going to get taken out, no problem. So if I were looking at this on small time frame, this shape right here is definitely corrective. Okay. In other words, it's got a certain kind of three wavishness that I think it's very, very plausible and likely that this can go up. The problem I'm having with Ethereum, okay, is how big this is, okay, and the shape of it. So how are we counting this right here? How are we counting that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. Three-wave pullback. Is that it? Or is this 3? Now, what do you do with this? See, I was looking for one more hit to the low to come down here, take this low out. Then I would have been super satisfied with that thing being finished. Otherwise, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, three-wave pullback, and now we've got another 1, 2. Here we go. We're going to the moon. This could pull back heavy and then continue on. So Ethereum looks bullish, but man, what if, here's an idea, guys. What if this was 3 waves right here? And so we're going to go up a little bit higher, but this is going to be a W, X, and then a Y. And then that gives me the 3 waves that I've been looking for. The bullish count is this is some kind of 1, which has a horrible wave count to it. 2. This has a 5 wavishness to it. Pull it back and continue on. See this wave right here? Very similar. See that right there? See that right there? See this wave right here? Very similar to what we got going on right here. This is just bigger. Very similar idea. So you got this 3-wave pullback, continuation. All right, let's look at ICP. Okay, here's something interesting about ICP. This looks like a flat. We got a C wave rocking. Depending on how high it goes, that could be 3 waves. and then followed by more downside. So that looks very much like a flat. Three. Let's see if we get 5 here. So that's a nice little trade, but be careful after 5. It gives you a 5-wave shape. Then look to take your profit when that thing looks like it's fizzling. $6.50 maybe. So the 1-to-1, the 127 extension is sitting at $7. I don't know that they're gonna moon, man. I don't know if these poop coins will ever moon. I think that whatever's got a use case. Cubs is bullish on Jote. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the vote of confidence. There's my ETH chart. Okay. Give me this right here. That'd be maybe a little higher. This right there, and then boom. That would be awesome. If I get that, if I get something like this on XRP, I'm looking for a short. Maybe. All right. I lately I've just been trading XRP pretty exclusively. Somebody asked me earlier about SOL. Let me look at SOL for a minute. Nick, I can look at Litecoin, but I've lost my love and feeling for Litecoin. Yeah, see, looking at SOL, you've got this like 5-wavishness here, but you don't have 3-wavish. You don't have 3 waves back. So what's this doing? Some kind of this and then that? Maybe. So we're in some kind of intermediate wave, it seems. Because I don't have 3 waves. Now this could take, I mean, shoot, that could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then all of a sudden you got a zigzag. Fine. Then we go to the moon. That would be something interesting. Three, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, SOL is a conundrum to me because what is that? Oh, Bitcoin's running. Get back to my XRP chart for a moment. Interesting. Three waves right there. What do you mean retail is not in this pump? Hey Dax22, thank you, man. I need God's blessing for sure. I need his wisdom, and thank you for that wish and that prayer. Thank you. All things are from him and through him and to him. To him be glory forever and ever. Amen. Let's take a peek at this Litecoin, since somebody mentioned that one. Nick did. Well, before I look at Litecoin, one thing, Jay Freeman, to your point, you look at the declining volume here. What does a pump on declining volume mean? See that? It means the trend is ending. So we definitely got declining volume here. But you could see major volume coming in here at the top, once spike in the top. So we could pump it up to, remember guys, I had targets way back when at about 145. Now that's pretty high, but could we go that high? Not, I think 130 is more plausible than 145 from a wave structure standpoint. All right, LTC. I mean, what do you say? What do you say about that? Pump, dump, pump, dump. This was 3. That's 3 to the upside. But that low has been respected. This is it's ugly. But that looks like 3 right there, so it's plausible we get some pumping here. It's plausible. The alts do look, I will be on, I will say this, the alts do look like they're ready to pump. So we might get an alt season if Bitcoin starts, taking a dive or something or whatever, maybe an alt season. ETH just hit 3,000. Nice round number. Yeah, I'm very interested in that 130 level. I know we looked at the flat a little earlier. So maybe that's still playing. Hey, Jason. Yeah, I haven't checked out Eagle in a while. Yeah, I mean, as Nick, I don't know, man. We could be bullish. We could be bullish here on LTC, but I mean, it's definitely rounding to the upside. And what's going to happen? Is this going to three wave and then come down, or is this going to roll up like these rolled up? Are we going to get a roll up motion like that? And maybe we get it. Maybe we get it. Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of LTC. And this wave structure here is just, it's trash-ola. E-gold. Yeah, I just, look at that. Look at that. What do you do with that? I don't know what to do with that. I don't have a wave count for you, my man, on EGLD. Because what you got here is, boom. Okay. Yeah, I mean, 1-2. Is that a 1-2 getting ready to work its way on up? I mean, maybe. It looks like it's wanting to round. Where's it got to go? It ain't got nowhere to go. It's either going to die or it's going to move up from here, right? So either my crypto winter is coming and a lot of these alts that are just playing around the bottom, they're getting ready to take a dive to a zero because there's some black swan event coming that we can't see and it's just around the corner like any day now. So that when Bitcoin tops and starts dumping, all these alts dump as well, even though they look like they're ready to pump. So yeah, are these alts looking like they're ready to pump so that they can just, you can get people get locked in and die, or are they going to actually pump? Yeah, it seems odd to me that Bitcoin is pumping. These alts look like they need to pump. They look like they want to pump. They're starting to pump, but they're not going nowhere. So what's going to happen? They're going to sell off Bitcoin and move it into the alts and have a little alt season? Maybe. Or is Bitcoin going to just sell off into gold, like real gold for a while? Let that pump price up, and then they move back into, again, is my scenario of 50K Bitcoin going to play? It may not play. I don't know. Let's see what Matic looks like there. Yeah, I mean, what do you do? What do you do with that? That looks nasty. So, I mean, here's the deal. Like, here's what Matic did, right? 3 ways up, worked its way down. It started to break out right here, and it rolled up, boom, it's going, right? Give us 3 ways and keep going. No, it took the low out. Now it's starting to do it again. So, I mean, when's it going to go? I mean, now's the buy time. You buy it if you think it's going to last. But is it going to go up here and pump this time, or is it going to roll over and die? You know, I mean, what do you do with that? So, yeah, you're either rich or homeless. That's right. Well, don't you think that the big boys are going to let you make any money? At least trying to buy and hold it. I think. Personally, guys, here's where I land. I've been talking a while now about the crypto winter that's coming. I don't know when and how. I'm looking for evidences that we may be beginning, but nothing yet, right? But we had the chance until last week's pump. Last week's pump changed things a little bit. So anyway, it's changed the chart more bullish, but it still could come. And I think just like the dot-com bubble burst back when the dot-coms first started, a crypto bubble is going to burst as well. And I think it's only what's going to happen. It's going to cull the market. It's going to kill a lot of these projects and then the money needs to transfer out of all these dead projects that aren't really doing anything. And what's going to happen, they're going to be moved into the projects that have real use case scenario. And so the Amazons and the Yahoos and the different .coms that are going to have viability for the future are going to rise to the top. Okay, so the cryptos that have viability for the future are going to rise to the top. Okay, so that's what I think is coming. I don't know when and how. So a lot of these alts that look like they need to start pumping, you may get a dead cat bounce here. I don't know. Or they just may be prepping for death. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking. And all these little pumps just leave you hoping and keep you on the line, hoping that it's going to go up and they just pump a little bit and then they dump and take out the low, pump a bit and take out the low. So I don't know how it's going to play, guys. I don't know. But, my take is that there is a crypto, a crypto winter coming. So, all right, guys, I love you. Glad to be with you tonight. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Let's see what happens. I don't know how the week's going to play out, but I'm trading small time frame. Bullish for now, but looking for short. And I shared with you my XRP idea. I don't know how this is going to play. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Looking for a down move after that. So that could be boom, boom, boom. That's kind of what I think is coming in XRP. What does that mean for the rest of the chart? I don't know. Jay Freeman, God bless you, buddy. Eric, good to have you. Thanks for being here. Steven, good to see you. I hope you're well. Jason, good night, guys. Have a great night. This is my trade idea for XRP. Let's see what happens, see if it plays out. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye. See you, Epsilon. Behave yourself, buddy.